January 1st, 2019. Let's get after it. 4 hours of sleep, 1 cup black coffee, and I'm out here getting some work done. And I'm loving it. It's all part of the plan. See, a few weeks ago, I talked to a few friends of mine to doing something crazy with me this year in 2019. The Goruck 50-mile Boston Star Course. It's a scavenger hunt through Boston that's going to cover at least 50 miles on foot with rucks on our back. This is a ruck. It's a backpack. And you put stuff in it, and you put it on your back, and you carry it around. And this one probably weighs about 35 pounds. And I'm going to be carrying it for 50 miles through the city of Boston later this year with some friends of mine. Now, why did I think that was a good idea? Why would I do that? Well, it's the new year. And there's lots of talk this time of year from a lot of people about what they're going to do to make themselves better, what resolutions they're setting for themselves. And I realized a couple years back that resolutions and I just don't work out so great. I need something more, right? I need an inciting incident. Now, an inciting incident, if you think about it, is a thing that happens in stories, movies, books, whatever, that kicks off all the other action. Without it, there is no story. Without it, there is no action. So, for example, in Star Wars, Luke Skywalker runs into R2-D2 and C-3PO, and he tries to bring them back to who he thinks their rightful owner is. And it sets him on the path to taking down the Empire and becoming a Jedi Knight and all that good stuff. Now we got a bunch of movies about it, and some not so great ones. If Luke Skywalker and those androids don't run into each other, we've got no Star Wars. That was the inciting incident. So I try to do that for my own life. I try to put things in my life, instead of just setting a goal or setting an intention or setting a resolution, I try to put things in my life that will trigger more action. And so in this year, 2019, that was to sign up for the Boston 50-mile Star Course and get some friends to do it with me. Now, what's this going to do for me? Well, first, I'm hoping to get healthier. All right, I'm not as strong as I'd like to be, I'm not as fast as I'd like to be, and I'm fatter than I used to be. Not as fat as I once was, but still, point is, I've got some work to do. And having a goal, something to work towards, something crazy like a 50-mile, 50 scavenger hunt on foot, carrying a heavy backpack, I need to work towards that if I'm going to have any chance at completing this thing. And critically, I got some friends to do it with me. And this is twofold. First, it's going to give me some accountability, right? If it were up to me, I'd sit on the couch with a tub of ice cream watching Netflix. That's my idea of a good time, if it's just up to me. But it's not anymore. I've got some friends doing this with me, and we're going to hold each other accountable, and we're going to work towards this together. You know, I had a few of them over last night for the New Year's Eve and New Year's party, and we were all thinking the same thing, saying the same thing. This is a freaking crazy thing. Why'd we do this? But there's no way we're going to quit. There's no way we're going to let each other down. So accountability. And the second thing, this is what it's really all about. Doing something crazy and something hard with these guys, probably going to bring us closer together. At least that's the hope, right? It would suck if this tore us apart instead. But hey, some of the best memories I have, some of the best friendships I have were built on the backs of doing something hard. Doing something hard together. And so that's my inciting incident for the year. And that's why I'm doing a 50-mile, 50, can't believe I'm doing this, scavenger hunt through the city of Boston with some friends. January 3rd, 2019. Beautiful day for a little after work ruck through the neighborhood. And I was thinking back the other day, told you what I'm doing, trying to get healthier physically, tougher mentally, and to invest in my relationships. I told you how I'm doing that, by setting up an inciting incident in my life this year in the form of the 50-mile, 50, what the heck am I thinking, Boston Star Course. And then I signed up for that, and I got some of my friends to sign up for that, and we're doing it together. So that's the what and the how. But I never really talk about why. And arguably, that's the most important question in all of this. So here's why. When I was a little kid growing up, there was really only one job I wanted. And that was to grow up one day and be a soldier. Not just any soldier, but to be a soldier in a specific unit doing a specific job. And against all odds, more than I care to talk about right now, I got my dream job. For about 2 minutes. As can happen in the military, I got hurt. And as I was trying to get better in rehab, I found out I'm a mutant. No joke. I have a genetic mutation that makes life kind of difficult for me. And it precludes me from military service. So at the ripe old age of 24, I was retired from the military for medical reasons. And now, losing my dream job, watching my dreams slip away from me, was a huge disappointment. A kick in the gut, a bitter pill, whatever you want to call it, it freaking hurt and sucked. And what's worse is I grew afraid of that kind of disappointment. I grew afraid of failing. And so in the years that followed, I stopped daring greatly. I stopped trying to go after hard things again because I was afraid of the pain of that kind of disappointment. And so as I was thinking about 2019 and what changes I want to make in my life and how I might become a better person this year, I dug deep and I concluded I really owe it to myself, but more than that, I owe it to my loved ones. I owe it to those around me to face my fear. To face my fear of failure, to face my fear of disappointment, to face my fear of embarrassing myself, going after something hard, something seemingly impossible, and maybe falling short. It's worth the risk. And so that's what this is all about. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I signed up for the 50 freaking mile Goruck Boston Star Course. Not because I need to walk all those miles, but because I need to try something hard again. I need to face my fear of failure. And I hope you'll join me for the journey. There's a button around here somewhere for notifications and to subscribe. I'm thinking I'll post updates once a week or so, just tracking my progress and being completely honest, not because I'm that vain, but because I could use even more accountability than what I've got built into my system right now. This is going to be hard for me, but I also think it's going to be wonderful. I hope you'll join me.